That is not the way to recruit people to the military.
Amen to that. That was Congressman Mark Alford yesterday speaking some undeniable truths at a meeting of the House Armed Services Committee. Now, I'm sure as many of you recall this nonsense last month when the Navy endorsed an active duty drag queen in an effort to somehow boost some weird recruitment. Fortunately, the Armed Services Committee passed an amendment yesterday which would suspend the, quote, digital ambassador program responsible for this woke initiative. Let's dive a little deeper into this with Congressman Mark Alford, the man you just saw. Congressman, I can't thank you enough, being a veteran myself. How in the world have we got to a place where this is the topic of conversation and not killing bad guys?
Carl, that is a great question, and that is the question I posed to my colleagues and the people on the other side of the aisle during this marathon NDA markup that we had last night. Look, in what world is it right for a drag queen to come on a naval asset, a ship, a destroyer, an aircraft carrier, or a military base for that matter, and do a drag show and put it on digital media to try to recruit others into the military? In what world is that right?
Yeah.
The left tries to compare this. Oh, well, Bob Hope did this. Milton Berle did it back in the 50s and 60s. And I had to say, look, we need to be intellectually honest about this. What they did was entertainment, and it was innocent. What we're seeing now is overly sexualized entertainment, if you want to call that, these drag shows. And if it were a woman doing it in a sexualized, provocative manner, I would be just as upset.
Right. But, Congressman, in the Navy regs, like I was in the Navy for 9 years, in the Navy regs, women can't even paint their fingernails anything other than earth tones. Their hair must be certain. And now you're going to promote this stuff? Not you personally, sir. You're one of the few fighting back against it. At some point, though, we have to realize that China, pick a country. I don't care who it is. They're laughing at us, right?
They very much are, Carl. I was in a classified setting today in a skiff with 4 other congressmen. We had several generals in there, and it was all related to China. And I have been in several of these since I've been here in my short tenure. Here is only 5-6 months on the job. I'm telling you right now, folks, we need to wake up. The problems that we are seeing from the pacing threat from communist China are real. They are serious. They are imminent. We better get our heads out of our you-know-whats and start thinking about what is really important. And it's not about drag shows. It's not about recruiting people who want to do drag shows. It's about recruiting patriotic Americans who want to fight and possibly die for their country.
Yeah. I mean, it is shocking to me. Again, you had 2 of your amendments actually not pass committee. What were they and why didn't they pass?
Well, the one that I was most disappointed that did not pass was the defunding of the DOD, their Inspector General for diversity, inclusion, and extremism. A little bit different than diversity, inclusion, and
equity.
But what this was designed to do and what it's done is equity is trying to root out some of the extremists in our military. Now, we have 2.1 million service members, right? In the last 2 years, they've only rooted out 100 of these so-called extremists. And so while that Inspector General does remain, we did get rid of another program which has to do with the extremism. Yeah. We've got to realize that people who love the Constitution, who did not want to get the vaccine mandate, to stay in the military, that doesn't make them a bad right-wing extremist. Right. That makes them an American.
I happen to agree with you, sir. Congressman Alford, we really do appreciate you putting these amendments forward. We appreciate you coming on. All right.